Turn the phone down a bit. Right, let's see. Is that working? Let's see, are we working? Does anybody know? Why isn't this working on here? Let me just do that. Do that. Don't know. Are we coming through the other end? I can't work it out this end. Give us a thumbs up if we're working, or stick something in the comments. And yes, 1-0, Mr. Tree Frog says. 1-0 what? I don't know. 1-0 to me. Ah, there we are. I've got some on my little screen now. Right, let me turn that off. Ah, loud and clear. Good-o, good-o. Evening, everyone. What a nutty week. I'm covered in sawdust, paint, glue, God knows what else, from busy building stuff. I'm still building stuff. I've got to finish building this big illusion when I finish this stream, get it painted, so that's got to be, I've got to leave about 5:30 in the morning with that to get it onto set, collect some other stuff. So that's all tomorrow taken up. Tuesday I've got to build a Mangel Wurzel target, as you do, because everybody needs a Mangel Wurzel target. Anybody knows what one is supposed to look like, that would be useful. And so it goes on. Anyway, enough of all that. Right, let's see, have we got anybody viewing tonight? Oh, we have got a few actually. Apparently there's some football match on that people are getting very excited about. I think the grown men would have something better to do, wouldn't you really? But there we are, what can we say? So let's have a look. Let me get the right screen up. Would help, wouldn't it? Here we go. And let me just click off of there so I can see what I'm doing. It would also help. Oops. Bear with me a minute. Let me just move me to there like that. That's better. Still something wrong here somewhere. There, that's better. Right, what's going on here? Let me just log in. Oops, wrong. Hang on a minute. Let me go to my test account so we can see what's going on. There we are, that's on this screen here. Right, that's better. So tonight, finishing, I think there's only a couple of machines finishing tonight, which is, I believe, the Mills, the lovely Bellamatic high top, the one that's all got the matching serial numbers and everything. That one finishes tonight. Then the other high top finishes next Sunday. And then also, I think the kind of chromy Buckley. Yep. So this Buckley with the token jackpot mechanism in it, that finishes tonight. And then the red Buckley finishes next Sunday. And then I think the other machines, these other machines, are next Sunday as well. Yep. Okay, right. So it's just those two machines finishing tonight at midnight. And then, but there is a load of spare parts finishing, which is everything from the Jubilee payout slide levers down to the bottom of the page. So check if you need any spare parts. All this lot finishes tonight. They all go whatever bid they get, whatever offer they get, they sell. So if you need a bit, make sure you get your offers in. So as I was saying, I have been just stupidly busy, as I mentioned last week, this week with my proper job. Next week looks like it's not going to be any better because there's another job come in a hurry. But in between all that, we have had, actually, I've got a little list here of the machines that have come in for sale, which I'll try and get some pictures up on the Instagram, if nothing else, tomorrow or the next day. So do have a follow over there if you don't already. So we've got in a pushy shooter, a nice 1930s one on Old Penny, all working, lovely, keys, everything ready to go. A very nicely restored Brian's Gapwin, that's on Old Penny, all been re-chromed, case repolished, everything ready to go. There's a nostalgic hole-in-one all-win. That's the golf theme one in super condition. Looks like new. That's on 2p's. There's a Master Football game, the one, and it's got the card vendor on the side. That's an old penny. It's probably the nicest one of those I've ever seen. It's got cards with it, and it's got also the owners printed out the sets of cards, and they're laminated up so you can frame them up and see all the different cards you get in it. There's a 1930s Challenger on old penny for, well, not for restoration, it's, but you know, just a bit of titivation really. Could do with the cabinet polishing and the metalwork polishing up. Other than that, it's all there, works. Needs locks, I think, that's all. There's a nice Duchess on old penny. There's a Cayley Commercial, old penny again. These are all good working machines. There's a Roma Bandit, old penny. That's like a German, with a German Baromet type mech, perspex front, very 60s looking thing. That's on old penny. Another Mills High Top on 6pence, another really nice one. There's a very nice Aristocrat console, that's on shilling, I think. Really good chrome, all lights up and everything. Key, locks, keys, everything ready to go. And there is a Duomat, again all working, paying out. That's on new pennies, I think that one's on. I think somebody wanted a Duomat, didn't they? Let's have a look at the where they wanted. The machine wanted for a few days. Yeah. So yep, there's one of those in. With this same nice kind of burr veneer and the stripy sides. Funny enough, it looks almost identical to that one. Anyway, so we've found one of those, that's good. Have we found anything else on this list? Oh, Challenger, yep. So there's another one we found, one of them. Anything else on there? No. Let's say the pushy shooter we got is a 30s one. Still looking for pushers. Yeah, so that, like I say, I'll get them on. If you're not, I keep meaning to put a link on the front page to Instagram. If you scroll down through these little news things, somewhere down here, when I get 5 minutes, I'll put a proper link up. Instagram, here we are. So our Instagram is instagram.com/colecon.uk, and on there you see I put a snap of the gap went up the other day. If I copy this link, I think I can post it in here like this. So I'll post it in the comments. There you go. So if you're not on Instagram already, click that and it will take you over to Instagram. You just sign up and follow us. It's just for quick snaps of machines, you know, before I get around to photographing them and videoing them properly up on the website. So have a look at that if you're not already. The other stuff, books, fairground, advertising art, etc. There's not been any more in it as yet. I have got people gagging wanting to buy enamel signs. There's 2 collections coming in due course. Time really as much as anything at the moment, and trying to liaise with people when they can get stuff here, when I'm going to be around, etc, etc. But they're in the pipeline. I've also got another big collection of stuff to go and look at, which I was going to try and get to look at this coming week, but it looks like I might be tied up with telework all week. What have I done? I had some pictures somewhere. I'll tell you roughly what's there, if I can find the pictures again. Yeah, so there's a big collection of stuff, sort of like a man cave's worth of stuff. And there's everything from interesting kind of architectural stuff, light fittings, shop cabinets, advertising mirrors, enamel signs, pub signs, you know, funky kind of like bygone stuff like we used to sell back at the Elephant House. Yeah, more pub signs, vintage like radios and that kind of stuff. More enamels. what they are. Some jukeboxes there I can see. Some like fairground like toy set mounts, like I can see there's a little steam engine, a tractor, a car, usual sort of stuff you got on like a toy set. Some very nice gothic-y architectural stuff, which will perhaps, if I crank up the auction horrors again, that goes well in there. What else have we got? Show cabinets again, light fittings. Oof. All sorts of stuff, really. It's interesting, sort of bygone-y stuff. Yeah. But, oh, there's a nice tandem bicycle there I can see. So that I've got to go and look at. Oops, dropped my phone. All that stuff will be for sale, hopefully in due course. I'm going to have to get cracking on the other sections of the website for all that sort of stuff, of course. But it's an interesting lot of stuff, all to be sold. It's big clearance basically. So there's classic cars as well. We're going to go and look at and see if we can do something with classic cars on our system. It might be worth a try. So yeah, more information on that in due course, after I've been to look at it and seen what is there exactly. It should be pretty interesting. So I was going to say this Tuesday, when I usually do the results thing, I probably won't this coming Tuesday. A, because there's only a couple of machines finishing and a load of spare parts, so it's not terribly exciting. And B, because I'm super busy. I'll be up to my eyeballs in Mangle Wurzel targets, whatever they are. So we'll perhaps save those like till the end of the week. But I'll try and get all these new machines I've just mentioned listed and up on the website. And then perhaps, let me think, Friday, am I going to be able to do Friday night? Possibly. Depends what time I get back. No, probably won't actually, because I think they don't wrap until 7, 9. No, it's going to be too late Friday, I think. So it may well have to be the weekend. Yeah, it's just all gone a bit crazy at the minute. Collecting and deliveries is going to have to be the weekend again, coming up. I am backwards and forwards to Leamington a couple of times. If you want to collect anything from Leamington, I can leave it there. I can leave it at Motor Bars, 2 or 3 doors down from the Elephant House. Then you can kind of collect it at your leisure in ordinary operating hours, because I'm just going to be literally whizzing in and out with van loads of stuff. Oh dear, I've got a throat full of dust from sawing up timber. So let me know if there's anything you want to collect. I think there's still a few machines to go from last week, from memory. Any questions off anybody? Any observations? Anybody need to know anything? My phone's beeping for some reason. What's that all about? Don't really know. Come on, England. Very well. I think that must be something to do with this football match. Whatever. So yes, so busy. But say stuff is coming in, which is good. Also, people have been asking about the few machines that didn't sell previously, when they're going to be relisted. Soon is the answer to that one. Basically, as soon as I get around to it. I've just got to have a think of what to do with people. So if you, for example, if you offered £500 for a machine, let's say, and the machine wasn't sold because the owner didn't want to accept whatever the highest offer was, when it gets relisted, how to deal with your previous offer, as it were, whether to, put it back on automatically and let you adjust it up or down if you want to, or just delete it altogether, or send some kind of message to you saying, oh, by the way, this machine you offered £500 for before is now up for sale again. Do you want to make another offer on it or something like that? So it's just when my brain's functioning properly, have a think of how to deal with that. So yeah. That's those. Something else I was going to say and I can't remember what it was because I didn't make a note. Nope, it's gone. Right, let's have a look. Any comments to here? Yes, 1-0, loud and clear. Mr. Treefog, yes, come on, England. I'm assuming it's England that's having this football game then. Everyone's getting excited about. Bellamatic, does the jackpot trip and reset from the mech fully working on the high top that ends tonight? Yes, it does. Let's go back to that one again. So this high top finishes tonight. Bellamatic high top, super regional condition, retaining original paint and Formica to case in great condition, save for a replacement strip of Formica along the bottom edge where the back door fits in. Yeah, so you don't normally see that. Working jackpot and escalator, original back door, cash box and slug reject box, matching serial numbers to the cabinet and the mech. Operates on sixpence. It's got a new lock and key in the back door. Yes, so yeah, nice machine. Yes, it's got the trip lever and the reset lever on the mech. The jackpot works. Escalator works, everything. Yep, great machine. And the other one, I think the other one is the same. Other than it's been restored, the other high top that finishes next week. That's a wooden cabinet. Let's see if we scroll through the video to the mech somewhere. How do I usually do this? Oops, pause. I need to find a better way of doing this. Get rid of that. Let's go back a few steps. There we go. Yep, there's the trip lever. And there's the reset lever that goes, the big fat one that goes along there. And the little and the trip lever that sits on top. So yes, is the answer to that one. You could have a counter offer to the highest bidder. Yes, that has been suggested to do that. Which is something about, I might talk to some sellers about that in due course. So in other words, if well, okay, right, since you've got this high top, let's say this high top, whoever's selling this, if the highest offer is £500 and they really want £600 for it, then they would counter offer to the person who made the £500 highest offer, say, well, actually I want about £600 for it. And then if you accept, do the deal. That kind of makes sense. The only thing is it may well lead, of course, every seller to automatically reject the highest offer to try and get a bit more out of people. So, which kind of defeats the object of a sealed bid system, because the point of a sealed bid system is that you, as the potential buyer, offer the maximum amount you're prepared to pay, and it's sort of the buyer's in control really, because it's you're saying to the seller, well, take it or leave it. That's my offer. Take it or leave it. Once you get into a counter offer and backwards and forwards, all it's ever going to do is, I think, probably frustrate people. I don't know. I will consider it and talk to a few more people about it. I suspect that would happen, though. I suspect everyone would automatically just reject whatever the highest offer is, in the hope of trying to screw a bit more money out of the potential buyer. And of course, once that gets known and once that regularly happens all the time, then the buyers are not going to put in their maximum highest offer. They're always going to leave it a little bit lower, aren't they? Because they're going to be expecting to have to up their offer again. This is the problem with it. You see, once you enter that arena, as it were, you're always going to be this to and fro-ing. I don't know. It's one of those things, it sounds like a good idea until you consider what will happen. That sounds like a good idea, except they wouldn't get a second chance, so it would work. Yeah, I mean, you know, if we think practically speaking, so let's say for argument's sake, let's go back to this high top. Let's say the highest offer in is £500, just to make things simple, and the seller really wants £600. So seller says to buyer, well, I really want £600. So I would then say that the buyer then has to either accept £600 or reject it altogether, or then, you know, can the buyer say, well, how about 550, and so on, and backwards and forwards, you know. As I said, the problem is that once the buyer and the seller both expect this to happen, the seller is never going to accept the highest offer that comes in. They're always going to reject it because they're going to hope to try and push it up a bit more. And equally, the buyer, any potential buyer, is never going to offer their maximum amount because they're going to know they're always going to have to add a bit more because the seller's never going to accept it. So that's why I don't like the idea. I think it would probably end up actually just pissing people off and may end up in less sales. I mean, at the moment it's working fine. The machines that haven't sold have kind of been, and it is only machines that haven't sold, all the signs that we've had have sold and the books have all sold, have been way off a reasonable price, and that's really just because that week nobody wanted that particular item, as can happen in any auction. It's not that the sellers were being greedy. As I said, if it got to the point where I thought sellers were being greedy, they were just constantly turning down decent offers for things, I'd tell them, we'll just take the stuff away, because you obviously don't want to sell it and you're wasting my time. It takes a lot of my time up, photographing, making videos, putting it all on the website, so on and so on. You know, I'm not doing it for fun, I'm doing it because I'm trying to sell the machines. So, yeah, I think it would just end in kind of chaos, really. Let's have a look. Yeah, so it's saying if the counter offer is not accepted, seller cannot accept a lower offer. So it would be a risk for seller to counter offer unless a silly bid. If the counter offer is not accepted, seller cannot accept a lower offer. So it would be a risk for the seller to counter offer. Right, so okay, so back to our £500, £600 high top again. So what you're saying is, if I understand you correctly, if the seller offered, if the offer came in at £500 and the seller said, no, what, I don't want that, but I'll offer £600. If the counter offer, I'm confusing myself now. So if they don't accept counter offer, if that was rejected, they can't go back to the lower offer. Yeah. It just starts getting all very complicated and a bit of a mess, I think. That's the problem. I mean, yes, technically it can be done. I think it's just going to get messy. At the moment, you know, it's nice and clean. It's very straightforward. You make the best offer, the maximum you're prepared to accept. And as I say, it's you as a buyer in control, and you are saying to the seller, essentially, that's my offer, take it or leave it. And you know you're not going to be pushed up any higher, so you can offer the full amount that you're prepared to pay, and you get it or you don't. I mean, it's dead simple. And from the seller's point of view, well, that's the offer. You either accept it or you don't. So I don't know. I mean, there's lots, as I said before, there's lots of things we could change and tweak and try, and it's not. I'm not dismissing anything out of hand. Not by any means. I do consider all ideas and things we can change and tweak. I've got a whole list of them here to do. It's just you think things through, and of course always have to try and think things through from both sides. What is a great feature for a buyer may be a really crap feature for a seller, and vice versa. And as a brokerage site, essentially, which is what it is, you're sat in the middle of the transaction. You're trying to find that even keel that's the best for the buyer and the best for the seller at the same time, which isn't easy. Really isn't easy. If you tip too much in favour of one or too much in favour of the other, then you lose the opposing side. If everything's in favour of the seller, buyers are going to disappear, and if everything is in favour of the buyer, sellers are going to disappear because they can get a better deal somewhere else. So you're walking that tricky line somewhere in the middle, and trying to get the best price, but a fair price at the end of the day. Why does my phone keep going crazy? Some football thing apparently again. My brother-in-law's getting very excited about. Yes, so as I say, those two machines finished tonight. Hi from Norfolk, Roger here. Hello, Roger. I hope you're well. Hope you're going to sort out some spare parts for us so we can get them shoved on the site in due course. I talked with Norfolk. I don't think Peter's here tonight. I think he must be having a night off. Maybe he's watching the football. I didn't think he was into football, but there we are. So, where are we? What was I looking for? Brain's gone dead again. I was just going to say something. I can't think what it was. For sales, yes, for sales. So for anyone who joined us later on, tonight, finishing, there's only, phone keeps beeping at me. It's supposed to be quiet. Why isn't it quiet? Don't understand why it's not quiet. Something's been updated on my phone and I can't turn things off. I want it quiet. Quiet. Quiet, quiet, quiet. Let's try that, see if that works. Yes, so machine. So the nice Bellmatic high top finishes tonight at midnight, and the kind of chromy Buckley. And then lots of spare parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 20, 24 lots of spare parts finish. So have a check through those, see what you need, if anything. I've still got those mechs to put on. It's just like I haven't had 5 minutes around. I've got to alter this page so it accepts, so I can put little videos in it as well, because the 2 mills and the 2 Sega mechanisms I've got, because the one mills is complete on Old Penny, and the other 3 mechanisms have got bits missing, mostly payout slides and clocks. So I was going to stick them on the turntable and do a quick little video, rather than try to list what it's got and what it hasn't got and missing something out. Then you can just see for yourself what's there and what isn't. So that's why I haven't got around to listing those 4 mechanisms yet. They'll come soon. Roger loves a spare part. Well, yes, I've heard that. But yeah, there we are. His reputation goes before him, doesn't it? So yes, there we are, Roger. If you need any spare parts, get your offers in on these. I'm sure there must be some Sega bits there somewhere you need. Actually, I don't think there is any Sega bits. Oh well. Oh, excuse me. Right, how are we doing? Anybody, any questions from anybody? Everybody too busy watching the football? Obviously the football's more exciting than I am, so that's fair enough, I suppose. I'll have another quick mouthful of tea. So I was saying, this coming week, there won't be a video Tuesday, the results video, because A, there's only a couple of machines, and B, I won't have time to do it. So we'll try and do, I think it's going to be Saturday realistically, because I'll be working late Friday. I probably won't be home till about 10 o'clock, I shouldn't think. So assuming I don't have any other emergency prop building jobs to do next weekend, which now the BBC I probably will have, because they're terribly organised at the BBC. But the plan will be to spend next Saturday, I think, doing the videos of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 machines. And get them all listed properly and all on the website. And then, well, I guess if it's Saturday, there's not much point doing the video Saturday night. We'll probably just leave it till the Sunday one. Have a big old chin bag on next Sunday night, I suspect. I'll send an email out in the week. Once I know a bit better what's going on. I think that's probably the best idea. So keep an eye out on your emails. In the meantime, as I say, I will get some pictures of these machines up on the Instagram, just so you can see what's coming in. So there's a pushy shooter, a gap win, a hole-in-one, a master football with the vendor, a Challenger, a Duchess, a Cayley commercial, a Roma Bandit, another high top, an Aristocrat console, and a Duomat. So far, there's a whole collection of machines. I had an email this morning coming in at some point. Chap selling up. Quite a few of which I think is bought from us over the years, over the past 20 years probably or more. So that would be good. Nice stuff there. There's a big sort of man cave load of stuff to go and look at. There's a couple of collections of enamel signs due, and there is a collection of fairground art due as well. There's a few bits of fairground stuff here already that's been trickling in as other people have been coming with other stuff. So we should have a good start to the fairground bit as soon as I've had time to finish programming it. I need more hours in the day. I'm working 20 hours a day at the moment, most days. It's not enough. A couple of people have been asking again about are we going to do proper auctions again in the future? And again, really, just as I said before, I can't see. I mean, they're already talking, aren't they, about the latest delayed Freedom Day, as they like to call it, being delayed yet again until August. And then, of course, it won't be long until September and the flu season again, and blah blah blah. I'm pretty sure we'll be back in lockdown by October, I suspect, personally. So I'm not making any plans for anything that involves trying to gather up lots of people in one place at one time until we're well clear of all this. Because, you know, it's going to involve a lot of time and effort on everyone's part to gear up again for a proper auction, only for it just to be closed down before we've even started. I've got more than enough things to do as it is at the moment. So the short answer is not at the moment, but I certainly haven't ruled it out and won't rule it out. We just have to see how things go. You know, at the moment this is working quite well. Other than me finding some time to do a bit more programming to get a bit more of the site actually online and working, but what is up and running is working well. Machines, which obviously is the principal thing we've been selling, have all sold well, really. I think they've sold very well. As I was saying earlier, the few that didn't sell were I think just because nobody that particular week wanted those particular machines. It's as simple as that. There was nothing wrong with the machines. It wasn't that the sellers were being particularly greedy over what they wanted for them. But clearly they're not going to sell a machine which ordinarily makes £500 when they only get a £200 offer for it. And nor would I, and nor would you. But, you know, once we'll relist them again in a week or so's time, and hopefully next time round they'll sell as well. If you haven't done so already, give us a thumbs up underneath the video, because apparently it helps us find more people out on YouTube land. And that in turn means hopefully we find more buyers to buy your stuff when you're selling, and more sellers to sell the stuff that you want to buy. So anything we can do to spread the word is all got to be good, really. Let's go back over here to what was going to say. So for those, I don't know if any of these sellers of these spare parts and these couple of machines are on tonight. If you haven't sold anything as yet, which some of the spare parts sellers won't have done, basically at midnight, once offers close, or anything that's for sale, these all disappear at midnight. In your account page, this is just my kind of test account. If you go into your account page and the sales page, and you've got these 5 tabs at the top. So at the moment, if you've got anything for sale and accepting offers, it comes under the live tab at midnight. So when the offer's closed, any items that close at midnight move on to the cogitate page. So on here you'll see a little picture of the item, what it is, and 2 buttons, accept or reject. Now next to the buttons, I keep meaning to do a demo on here, but next to the buttons there's a little round circle which you have to click in the circle to activate the button. It's just a bit of a fail safe, because if you're using the website on an iPad or your phone or something and swiping, it's easy to sometimes accidentally click a button. So your accept or reject buttons, you have to click the little circle next to whichever one it is you want to use, then that lights the button up, activates the button, and then you can click accept or click reject. And they do what you'd expect them to do. So if you accept it, the items move into your sold thing. The seller automatically gets a message through to say you've bought this item, please send us the money and come collect it. And your account gets credited. So once the sale goes through, on your top bar here, where on my demo account he's got 10 in red, it will light up green to let you know your account is in credit, whatever amount it is. And then just let us have your bank details, and once we've been paid, we'll send you a bank transfer of the money, or come and collect it in cash. Or if you're going to be buying something in the next few days, you can leave it, leave your account in credit if you prefer to do that. It's not a problem. And then, anything we buy, we'll just contra it off again. So that's how it works from a seller's point of view. If you're successful at buying any of these things, then, as I say, just have a look out. Your messages will say, well done, you've bought this, or whatever. We do ask all the sellers to make their mind up within 24 hours, so hopefully you should know by midnight Monday night if you've been successful in buying whatever it is you put an offer in on. And then we do it all again next week, and so on and so on and so on. There's always the help pages if you get stuck with anything, or of course just send me a message. I don't know whether I will tonight, actually I probably will be still up. I was going to say I usually on a Sunday night stay up till gone midnight just to check messages on the website if anyone had any problems with the sales things. I know a lot of people like to wait till midnight and see what offers they've got in instead of waiting till the morning because, I don't know, excitement I guess. So send a message through. Having said that, I've got to be on the road at 5:30 in the morning, so I might try and get to bed before midnight, but realistically I've still got some painting to do of a prop that's got to be out on the truck at 5:30 in the morning, by which time the paint has got to be dry. So yes, I've got a busy night ahead. Anyway, while we're looking at that, I don't know, let's go back over here. These are the things that are currently wanted, if anyone's got any of these for sale. So we have got a Duomatch just come in, so I'll get that listed later in the week, and a Challenger also. So that's good. That side of things is hopefully starting to work. So if you've got any of these other things for sale or that you might want to sell, then let us know and get them in. And hopefully we can get them sold for you. Right, how are we doing? What's the time? It's 12 minutes tonight. Any other questions of anybody? Any questions or comments or whatever? If not, then I'll probably call it a night at 9 o'clock because I've got an awful lot to do. And I'm sure you don't want to listen to me prattling on about nothing terribly exciting, and I'm sure you all want to go and watch the football. I don't really know why you're going to want to watch football, but there we are. So stick a comment below if you have anything you need to ask or any ideas. Anything gone wrong? Any marital advice? Aches and pains? Unusual rashes? Whatever. I can be an agony uncle, perhaps. I have an uncle and I'm usually in agony, so I suppose that kind of works. Pushers we need. We've got people, there's 3 people want pushers. Look, if anyone's got any pushers for sale, they're probably doing very well at the moment. And shooters. Somebody wants the White City. Bowen's White City. We've got, what's one we've got in? We've got in the Film Stars. Same thing with the Film Stars version. Quite a nice machine actually. That one finishes next week, I think. Yeah, 18th July. One of the other things I meant to say actually is I think it was last Sunday, people were saying about the how long stuff is listed for, which is at the moment I set at 3 weeks, which I set when we start this up because it was difficult really at the time for people to come and view. The restrictions were tougher than they are at the moment, and I said we'd look at it. If 3 weeks seemed too long, then we changed that. It's just really a case of giving people the opportunity to come and view it if they want to. Having said that, most people that I said, with the videos, it's great. They don't really need to come and view things because they can see what they need to see. They can see the machines inside and out, see them working. They can always ask questions, of course, if they need anything else specific. So what I might do with these next batch of stuff when it goes on is contact the individual sellers and perhaps see if they want it on for 3 weeks or 2 weeks, possibly even a week, I guess. A week might be a bit short notice, but we can give it a go, see what happens. It is, for whatever reason, people always seem to stick their offers in at the last minute. It's usually the last hour. So I expect from 11 o'clock tonight, offers will start flowing in. That's just what happens every week. Why they leave it till the last minute, I don't know. It doesn't really make any odds. But maybe people raid their piggy bank. Or, don't know. Perhaps if somebody wins this football match, they'll make them spend more money, or not. I don't know. Anyway, if there's no more questions, which it doesn't seem to be, let me just check on here. Then let's see. If anyway, so there's still 14 people out there watching. Apparently, I don't know what they're watching, but they're watching. They're probably watching the football. Here we are. David says, you did say you might want photos of machines to fill your back catalogue. If so, where do I send? And do you want with a back cloth behind them? Right, so the best one to send them to at the moment, I'll type it in here. Send photos to mail at elephant house auction.com. Oh, I shouldn't have a gap in that. Hang on a minute. What do I do with this? Let me just remove that a minute. Let me try that again. So go to mail at .com. See what it does that. It's done it again. I don't know why it does that. There shouldn't be a space there. Anyway, you get the idea. Mail at elephanthouseauctions.com. Something weird with YouTube. I don't know why it's putting a gap in there. Do I want a backcloth behind them? It doesn't matter what's behind them because I cut all the photographs out anyway onto a white background. So it really doesn't matter what's in the back. The best advice I can say when you take photographs of machines is I always take one just on a slight angle. That stops reflections on the front, especially things like Allwinds and things. So, taking them flat on like that can be really difficult because they're always reflecting the camera, reflecting stuff behind you, and so on and so on. So if you do things at a slight angle, as I usually do, That's usually a good tip. And also it shows it kind of gives people an idea of the depth of the machine. If it's a bandit, it shows what the handle looks like, etc, etc. So always do bandits just slightly on the angle like that, and try and get your camera at the same height halfway up the machine. So you'll notice if you've got a machine standing on the floor and you're stood up and you take a picture of it, so you're looking down on it, the machine ends up kind of that shape on the photograph. So you either need to sit on the floor with your camera or get your machine up on a table or something. One of these days I'll make a bit of a video about, not that I claim to be a good photographer by any means, but you know, some just tips really that I use to take photographs of machines with. But so yeah, it doesn't matter what's in the background, because I cut them out anyway. Just try and get the whole of the machine in, because sometimes people don't realise they've cut off like on here, end up cutting off the top of the coring mechanism or the bottom corner of the base of the machine or something. Lighting wise, you know, outside is always good because you get a nice light outside. Sometimes they put machines on their lawn and you've got grass, blades of grass sticking up, which I don't realise until I come to cut the photograph out. And then you see all around the bottom of the machine there's all blades of grass stuck up in front of it, so that always looks a bit odd. So yeah, it is more tricky than it seems, believe it or not. But anything, honestly, if it's things where machines where we haven't got a photograph to start with, then anything is better than nothing, is always my opinion. And equally, if you're going through the database and you see machines, let's go for a maker. I usually go for Brian's because we want to know what Brian's machines look like. Oops. Brian's, on any of the makers, if you scroll right down to the bottom, if you don't know, you've got all the machines they made. If you just scroll down to the bottom, there's one that says show all their machines. So there'll be instance where we just haven't got a very good photograph at all. So although we've got a picture, it's a bit of a crappy one. So by all means, send a better one in if you can, that'd be great. And also I'm collecting together, I've got a lot to do when I get time, as usual, like advertising images, flyers for machines, old adverts in trade catalogues, coin slot, all that sort of thing. So they can be really interesting, and they can often be really useful for helping to date things as well. Because if it's in a paper or a trade magazine or something, there's usually a date on it. Quite often on advertising flyers there's a date. Not always obvious, but it might say something like, you know, new for 1967, whatever machine it is, and things like that. So that gives us, oh great, we now have a date, we know when that machine was made. So all that stuff is really, really useful. Oops, listed but not pictured, yeah. Yep, so any machines we've got that are listed and we haven't had pictures of yet. Would be great, and some of there's things we haven't got many of at all. Let's just have a look at pushers at the first one. So for instance, if you look on the pushers page, there's lots of pushers we haven't got pictures of yet. And equally, there'll be dozens of pushers that we haven't even got listed yet. So again, it doesn't have to be one that's already listed. If you've got something we haven't even listed, then again, send a photograph of that. And any details you can of it would be great as well. If you know who made it, or you know what date it was made, or anything you know about anything. You know, this was funny enough. This one, I didn't know who made this. Somebody, I think Paul Mitchell, said, that was made by JWS. So that filled in a little bit more information that we didn't know before. And so on. So over time, this will all just gradually build and build and build more and more information. and it just becomes a useful resource for people to use. When we do the fairground section, it will kind of work a bit differently because it's not so easy to database. You can database manufacturer's stuff, if that makes sense. But when everything is like fairground art, pretty much is all one-offs. You can't really database it in quite the same way. So the fairground page will probably work a bit more like the spares section. So it'll just be a page. It'll probably be like a page of signs. Fairground signs will be a page probably. Fairground games will probably be a page. Ride mounts, things like galloper horses, arc bikes will probably be a page, and then perhaps dodgem cars and stuff like that, a page, and so on. So there'll be a limited number of pages which will have a wider variety of stuff on, as opposed to with slot machines where we can narrow right down onto a particular machine. If that makes sense. It'll make sense when you see it. It's hard to explain. Peter texted me signing off, over and out. Oh, I didn't even see him on the stream thing. Interesting. Don't know why it didn't work. Anyway, whatever. Text from Tom. What did he say? Okay, yeah, that's fine. Let me just delete that. Delete that. Right. I don't know why lots of people are sending me messages about football. I don't do football. Anyway, not to worry. Any more ideas from anybody or questions or anything else? I will do at some point a photo upload form as one of my jobs, because you'll notice if it's just pick a random machine page, doesn't matter what. Here we go, it's got on the Brian's Rocket page. At the bottom, you've got a button here that adds some information. And it's just, at the moment, it's just a form to put in whatever you know about a Brian's Rocket. You can type a bit of information in there. Perhaps you know when it was made, or how many were made, or something, whatever. But also on here I'll do it so you can upload a picture, upload a photograph. It's more complicated from a security point of view when you're running a website. If you allow people to upload stuff directly to your web server, you open up a huge security risk for people uploading viruses and things. So that's why I haven't done it yet, because it needs a lot of careful programming. Basically, it needs to upload it to a completely separate server is what I'll do, so it's completely separate from the main website. And that way, if anybody did decide to upload something malicious, it wouldn't cause any problems. Haven't seen a rocket for ages. That was a machine I always wanted, never managed to buy one. So there we are. Any more from anybody? If not, how long have we been going for? About an hour, I think. So it's probably time to sign off soon, I should think. Somewhere it tells me how long we've been going for. Oh yeah, 59. Nearly an hour. So I'll give it another couple of minutes. If there's no more chit chat from anybody, no more questions, no more comments, no more ideas, then I'll call it a night. And as I say, there won't be a video Tuesday. The next one will probably be next Sunday night, because there's lots of machines to list. So rather than spending time gossiping away Friday night, I could be spending that time, well, it won't be Friday night because I'm working till late, but you know what I mean. Rather than spending the time gossiping on the internet, I could be actually taking some videos and taking some photographs and uploading stuff for sale. So it's probably more important I do that this coming week. Right, I think what's happened here, I think the actual stream looks like it might have stopped for some strange reason. I think something's gone horribly wrong. Oh, there we are. I think we're back again. I don't know if we're back again or not. I think we're back. Are we there? If anybody knows if we're there or not. Mr. Tree Frog says, "Come on, England." Still working. Oh, thank you very much. It went funny my end. I don't know if it was still working or not. So thanks for letting me know. Come on, England. Does that mean England are winning something for once? That's how I just don't do football. I can't ever see the fascination in it. Although I do have a nice football machine. In fact, I have two nice football machines. So that's a bit odd, isn't it, really? I've got, let's have a thing. What was the football games come under? They'd be under 2-player games, won't they? Multiplayer games, football games. Oh, I haven't even got a picture of it. I must take some pictures of my own machines. I've got an Essex footballer. I don't think I've got, I guess I have Essex 14 football. And I got a automatic sports footballer, the cast iron one, which is one of those, but in a cast iron cabinet. So for someone who doesn't get football at all, I've got two, I might even have 3 football machines. Certainly got 2 football machines. Well, Coda says, normally I'd rather watch my toenails grow. I quite agree, yes. I've got the match on in the background tonight. Is it that exciting then? Am I missing something? I just don't get it. I mean, I can understand if you like playing football, you'd be interested in the game that you are playing. But why you'd be interested in watching somebody else play a game of football, I don't understand. It's like I don't understand people who, I mean, great for them, but people who make millions of pounds on YouTube by playing video games that other people then watch. I don't get. Again, I can understand if you like playing video games, you'd want to play a video game. But why would you want to watch somebody else playing a video game? That doesn't make any sense to me at all. I mean, it'd be like watching other people continuously play slot machines, and what would be the point of that? You might watch a video of a slot machine you've never seen before just to see how it works, and oh yeah, that's interesting, I quite like that machine, or wonder how it works, or look at the mechanism or something. Just if you're trying to fix one you've got, perhaps. But if you imagine just watching somebody playing a one-armed bandit for an hour, how would that be interesting? I don't understand it. And to me, that's the same as watching other people playing football. Don't get it. But hey, I'm the unusual one, it seems, so. What can we say? Right, well, if there's no more for no more, which doesn't seem to be, then I will go and make myself a cup of tea, get my paintbrushes back out again, put my painted shot back on, and carry on painting. I have to take some pictures of these things I've been making, and I'll perhaps show you next week. Yeah, it should be alright. So you're not really, half the time I'm not really supposed to show pictures of stuff I've been making for telly, but they won't mind on these ones, I'm sure. So I've been making a busy this sword box illusion thing. There's got to have an actor in it and a load of swords stuck in it, and hopefully not kill the actor. That'll be fun. Then I've got to make a Mangel Wurzel target for Wednesday. I made a rostrum podium thing the other day for a knobbly knees contest, because why not? Why wouldn't you? Punch and Judy. Well, actually, I made the Punch and Judy a couple of years ago, but I sort of tightened it up a bit more. Yes, I've been busy. David says, yes, do that. Do what? What did I say I was going to do? Mine's gone blank. Anyway, so don't forget, 2 machines finishing tonight at midnight, which is the nice Bellamatic high top with all the matching serial numbers and everything. That one there. And also the shiny chromy Buckley. Make a cup of tea. Oh yes, very good idea. Definitely make a cup of tea. Terry says, bugger keeps spelling wrong, got the TV on. Well, there you go. So you should concentrate on what you're doing instead of watching the football. And also all the spare parts from Jubilee slides down to the bottom. I still haven't remembered what this cash box is from. I've seen these in something, and I can't think what they're in. Somebody must need it, surely. Anyway, if you need any of those, a nice Brian's Backflash. A repro one, but a nice, yeah, properly screen printed one. Very useful if you're doing a Brian's machine up. So yeah, get those offers in. That all finishes all midnight, and oh dear, try and keep awake. Excuse me. Yeah, you know, if you have any, those of you who are selling bits and bobs, as I say, at midnight or past midnight, if you're staying up watching football or whatever, just go onto your sales page in your account sales, and then under the cogitate button, you'll see the things and the offers we've got for them. And there's 2 buttons: click accept or reject. But you do need to click there's a little circle beside the button to activate the button. There's a safety measure. So click the little dot, and the button will light up so you can press it. It'll make sense when you see it. Show your machines what you make. Yes. Yeah, most of my machines are stored away is the problem, so I can't get to a lot of them to even photograph them. I've probably got some old photographs back in the day when we used to take proper photographs and go to Boots and get them developed and all that. Stuff I had years ago. Yeah. So we'll get around to photographing them one day. And yeah, as for props and stuff, yeah, I'll take some photographs if anybody's interested. Right, so I think that's probably it. I think we're all done what we need to do. We all know what we're doing, maybe. I'm going to have a cup of tea and do some painting, and then get the hairdryer out to try and get the paint dry so I can stick the thing on the truck at 5:30 in the morning. So when you're all sleeping off your hangovers from the football, I shall be on the road and over to the Cotswolds to do some filming. So there we are. It's going to rain. Oh great, we don't want rain. Rain makes paint slow to dry. So we'll definitely have to have the heater on then. Good night, David. We'll see you next Sunday, no doubt. So I am signing off. I will see you all next Sunday. I'll stick a little note on here for those who are going to watch this later on, because I know a few people are watching football. I'll put next live stream will be Sunday 18th. If you ready, right, there we are. Let me stick that on there. Right, so that's it. So I'm off. Good night all. We will catch you up next Sunday. Good luck with offers on things tonight, and good luck if you're selling it too. And if you're one of these very strange people that's watching the football, then good luck with that as well. And we'll see you all next week. Nighty night.